first of all. I do not know if you bring the rope or something. Where is the crossing? Where is the bridge here? Literally don't know where to go.
This is a story about survival, a story about my ambitions, about the underestimating the dangerous beauty of Norwegian nature, and about overestimating my own strength. This was a lesson learned, and I hope my story can help you to avoid mistakes. My trip started in Munich, where I took a train to Hamburg, and from Hamburg a Flixbus to Oslo. The journey took me 1 day and 1 night that I spent in the bus. To compare, the plane tickets from Munich to Oslo would cost me €100 more. So, why all this? I wanted to feel the atmosphere of a real journey that the train ride and the bus ride gives. And the crossing of the Ostsee or Baltic Sea was just a breathtaking experience.
That was a trip. And it's strange, but I slept not that bad. It could be worse. My check-in in the hostel is like at 3 p.m. So I am going to look around the city. Let's take a look at Oslo.
The next early morning, I took a Bergensbanen from Oslo directing to Bergen. The classical route of Hardangervidda usually starts from Geilo, heading towards Trolltunga. I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I thought that such a route may be too boring to me. I felt that I will be lacking some more mountains and I need some more hardcore and decided to start the route from Finse.
And now we start our trail. Let's go!
Already in Finse, I noticed that I was the only passenger that offboarded the train. Except me, there were only 2 men who looked like professional rescue guys. But okay, I thought, and started my unforgettable experience into the snow and ice.
This is a kind of the road. It's 12th of June, actually. Now we know how dead end looks like.
It is important to say that there are almost no bridges to cross the rivers this time of the year, because in some places the ice is still frozen and forms a kind of a bridge across the river. If such a natural bridge is safe and do not collapse, I would not actually recommend repeating my experience. I had luck all the days, and with all the rivers I crossed by such a snow bridge, not to fall through the snow into the river. I pitched my tent for the first night much earlier than I planned. That day I only hiked 10 kilometers out of 15 that I planned. I remember that I could not fall asleep that night despite the fatigue.
In the night that was no dark because we're in the north, which is logical actually, but it is look, it was the same as you see it now, and thanks God I had this, so I could sleep a bit. Yeah, see you soon.
Around 7 a.m., I was ready to go on, and I was moving really slow. There was one installed bridge over the river, and it was scary to use it.
Shall we try? Well, I actually have no choice. I will not stay in the middle of nowhere. Let's take a look at the waterfall first of all. Plus. Okay. Let's do it! Looks actually much innocent than it is. My hands are shaking. Oh, mamma mia.
Needless to say that spikes were extremely necessary there. And guess who forgot them at home? After hours in the snow desert, I finally felt that the road goes down and the landscape has changed to the rocks. Then the descent started, and it was brutal.
So guys, just for you to know, this is the way. This is woohoo! The way. I do not know if you bring the rope or something. It is hardly possible.
I wonder what is real. Is this really what I feel? Is it what I've been searching for? So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel? This seems too good to be true.
I ate, did the laundry, and after several failed attempts, I lit the stove. Again, like the previous night, I was so excited that found it absolutely uneasy to fall asleep. The anxiety slowly started to sneak inside my soul. I spent the night here in this hut. For the next stage of the trail, there could have been two options. First, to cross here, go around the lake and take this path upstairs. Good plan, but the bridge there was broken.
There is the bridge, guys. Do you see that? You see? Nice. Just nice. The second option was to take this road upstairs towards the glacier and to continue further. So I'm thinking actually to cross here and to go along the lake, because I don't want to climb the mountains at all.
I have climbed down and I found the narrow place of the river, of this floor, where I thought I can safely cross. What I didn't take into consideration was the speed of the floor. I saw big stones, and I took my hiking poles and I started to cross. And very soon, of course, I've slept because the stream was extremely strong. And actually, the level of the water was not that high. It was like... And first my hiking poles were washed away, and then I myself was washed away by the stream. The place where the stream runs into the lake, in this place there was the concrete dam. So the floor goes through the dam, so under the dam, before it runs into the lake. And actually I didn't stand any chance, but I had luck. There was a moment where when I felt that my heavy backpack stuck against a big stone, and I thought that it's my chance. I have to be strong now and pull myself out of this. I climbed out at the other bank of the river, and first I was really shaken and I was in shock. And actually, following days, I was in a deep shock. I had like panic attacks and so on. After I got a bit dry, I got to the dam on the other side. My mobile phone was wet, and it will change the game for me very soon. There is a path there, starting from the dam, that goes upstairs. I started to go up, and then very soon I've lost the path.
So guys, this is dead end. I didn't find the road at all. Whether it's covered by glacier or there is no way.
So I had three options. First was to try again and to find the hidden path upstairs. The second one was to come back to the river and cross it again and to die for sure. And the third way was this path here, leading to the north. There was another very important thing that I haven't noticed the first hours after the river, that I have hurted the leg, I have hurted my knee. I started to notice the pain. I started to feel the pain by the second half of the day. And my knee started to get big. While the smartphone was still functioning, I was able to look at my GPS app and to understand and memorize the direction. That night I couldn't sleep at all. The next day I tried to do my best to control the panic and to continue the route. There was a spot where my smartphone caught a signal, and, lucky me, the screen allowed me to dial 112. I called the emergency and they replied, but I got too emotional and could not explain where exactly I am. And before I could pull myself together, the screen shut down. I heard they called me back, but could not reply. Glory to the flat screens. After that, I realized I must rescue myself because no one will come. I was lucky to find out the small hut that served as an orientation, and I knew where to turn. I spent one more night on a bank of a Ramnabergvatnet lake and kept moving. I was somehow inspired because I saw the towers of mast, and they served as an orientation to me. I always kept them in my sight. Couple of times I saw the helicopter that was flying so close to me, and I was screaming and jumping and waving with my jacket like crazy.
And they didn't notice me. And later, they explained me, the rescue team, they explained me that we do not see people. The people are so small that you do not see. They only are following the signal of your SIM card. There was a moment when the road was heading like upstairs, like on the hill, and the sun was shining right into my eyes. They were the first people within the 4 days after Finse that I saw. There was a German couple, and I was so happy. I was like about to hug them, really. But I was so much tired that I hitchhiked the local man. He was driving this quadro motorcycle, and he took me and gave me a lift. And as soon as we were a bit more downstairs, the helicopter appeared again. So and the man asked me if they are looking for me. And I said yes, they are looking for me. And then he suggested, let's call the police. And I said, I cannot, because I do not have the device to call. Then he called the police, and the police told us, just stay where you are, we are coming. And then one guy from the rescue team, he came to pick me up and to take me to Ulvik. This is the name of the town. There is a camping site. Ulvik is an amazing little town, and I suggest you to visit it. Not the way I did it, but the normal way. By car, for example, or by boat.
There was the police investigator waiting for me in Ulvik. He said that he was glad to see me alive and asked if I was wounded. I didn't have to pay any fee for my distress call or for the helicopter because the rescue team were volunteers and because I managed it by myself. I spent 2 following nights in a charming Ulvik and then took a boat to Odda, from where I continued to Bergen, arriving there 5 days earlier as I planned. In Bergen, I bought the new smartphone, by the way. Of course, I learned my lessons, and number 1 is never try and cross the quick rivers. Even if you see the shallow place and it seems you manage, you will be washed away. When slept on the stones and falling there is a huge risk, not only to hit parts of your body but also your head, that may finish lethally for you, especially when hiking solo. If you wish to go on a trail in Norway, better pick up mid-July and August. In early June, most of the bridges are still not yet hanged. Norwegian Trekking Association collects the most of the bridges on the trails for winter season, which I somehow didn't know, and I was not prepared for that. I did not have any backups, not backpacks, to replace the smartphone, neither had I any spare GPS device. Safety first, no matter in a group or solo, just purchase InReach Mini that have an SOS button in case of emergency. I do not know actually if the membership in DNT covers the helicopter ride, and that was one of the reasons why I kept moving on, despite I saw them. The costs of such a transportation could be enormous. Just please inform yourself before trekking in Norway. My knee was almost broken. It was in pain all the rest of my vacay, but it was bearable because I took at least 3 pills of ibuprofen per day. In Munich, I went to doctor and he made an MRT where the crack deep inside the knee could be seen. It took my knee almost 1 year to be completely healed. I could walk and I could ride the bike, but could not be able to make any other active sports.
Circle is closed. Should I get out?
And of course, I will be back to a wonderful, lovely, amazing, severe, hospitable Norway again. This I know for sure. Be safe, guys, and see you soon!